That I never see even though sometimes we stray. Oh, it is He who has made us. We owe it to ourselves to be like the tree that is planted. Oh yeah. When all else will fail, the mercy will prevail. When love perfect that nation, okay. And it's unbelievable the blessings that just send us every day. And it's inconceivable that I love us even though sometimes we stray. That love us still, but you never think it's real. Oh no, no, no. There's nothing just a deception. Oh well, cause I can't count the times, must be 1,099,000 when I've been out of line. But when I look behind, I know I'm sure to find that I'm so unbelievable. The blessings that just send us to
yeah, man, track coming off the latest album thing called It's Unbelievable.
Jesus, He loves us, He guides us, though sometimes we stray.
Yeah, me I tell you, when we stray, we have to get a little pull back forward, said speed, you see it? So anyway, make it run because a big tune we call it.
Tell them what you do. Tell them what we smoke. Tell the people tell them what we smoke. I burn my split. Take away the pain, away the pain, away the pain, away the pain. And I smoke I have, because it soothes my nerves, make me keen and make me observe. That's why I smoke my nerve. I fill it up and take a buzz, cause I'm not in a no rush. I got a lot of things to do, and my mind must be focused. You know the pain just fade away every time I start to play. Without the sun at all, burning down the wall. Yeah, I burn my sleep. Take away the pressure. Take away the pressure. Take away the pain. I heard, because it soothes my nerves, it soothes my nerves. Make me observe, oh my God. Sometimes the stress is so severe, almost too much for me to bear. Been under attack, they miss the cop, they ignore and ain't gonna stop. When I look to the light, sometimes it's gray. I smoke the herb and see a brighter day. Positive and quick action is the way. Stay true to the light, that's why I do my split. Take away the pressure. Take away the pressure. Take away the pain. And I heard, because it's too much nerve. Make me keen and make me observe. That's why I use my heart. Smoking every day.
To the thing called, yeah, African story coming at you.
Mama Africa, yeah, yeah. Teach to you them an African story. Tell them how them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens. Build up their self-esteem. Yo, you better teach to you them an African story. Tell them how them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens and build up their self-esteem. Not teach about Christopher Columbus. Oh,
Easy Cherry Angel in the building. Warm and easy.
Marco Polo. Cause we don't wanna know, because they distort our history. Try to make it in a mystery, but we are from an ancient scene, billions of years BC. So teach the youth them an African story. Tell them about them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens and build up their self-esteem. Yes, you better teach the youth them an African story. Tell them about them African glory. Build up their self-esteem. Let them know they are kings and queens. Yeah. Teach them about the pyramids that were built on the banks of the Nile, and about their ancestors who brought civilization thousands of miles. We develop agriculture. Teach the world how to till the soil. If you don't believe what I say, then you can't change the files. So you better teach the youth them some African story. Tell them about them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens. Build up their self-esteem. Yeah, you better teach the youth them an African story. Tell them about them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens and build up their self-esteem. Boy, wanna be wickedest act. Babylon I try to clear everything back. We give them geometry and we teach them maths, and let them the protection of the world map. Hey, Babylon want the youth them before you be a shot, and all I see is black against black. Oh, when will my people take stock? We never used to live like that. So you better teach the youth them some African story. Tell them how them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens. Build up their self-esteem. Yo, you better teach the youth them an African story. Tell them how them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens and build up their self-esteem. Yeah, yeah. From Africa, the ancient land. Africa, Ethiopia, from foundation. Oh, Altimand, where humanity first began. You got to know where you're coming from. Yeah. Rise and take a stand. In a this Armageddon, we got to be strong. So we better teach you them an African story. Tell them how them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens and build up their self-esteem. So you better teach you them an African story. Tell them how them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens and build up their self-esteem. Yeah, yeah. Teach you them African story. Teach them how them African glory. Let them know they are kings and queens. Do you know what I mean? So you better teach you them an African story. Tell them about them African glory. Oh, what a day it will be. Ooh, yeah. One bright gonna see my King one bright day. I'm gonna see His glory. Hope that I am worthy of Him. Yeah, yeah. My transgressions, they are many, more than 1,000,000-fold. Still Jah bless me, and He keep me, He feed me, and He clothes me, yeah. Still He preserves my soul. So one bright day, I'm gonna see my Savior. One bright day, I'm gonna see my King. One bright day, I'm gonna see His glory. I hope that I am worthy of Him. Yeah, yeah. Tell me, how can I repay? What can I do or say for the blessings that I give me every day? My righteousness is just like a piece of mud. Jah, He cover me with His mercy and His love. So one bright day, I'm gonna see my Savior. One bright day, I'm gonna see my King. One bright day, I'm gonna see His glory. I hope that I am worthy of Him. Yeah, yeah. And it's a good thing to give thanks to the Most High and enter His gates with praise. And I ask Jah, forgive me of my sins and cleanse me in all my ways. Cause one bright day, I'm gonna see my Savior. One bright day, I'm gonna see my King. One bright day, I'm gonna see my Master. I hope that I am worthy of Him. Yeah, yeah. Hope that I am worthy to see my Master's face. Yeah, yeah. I live by His mercy. I'm under His grace, His grace, yeah, yeah. One bright day, I'm gonna see my Master. One bright day, I'm gonna see my King. One bright day, I'm gonna see His glory. I hope that I am worthy of Him.
Sing call One Bright Day, coming to you from the African Pride, African Glory album. You see it?
One bright day.
Correction. African Story, African Glory. That's the latest album coming to you from big artists. You see it?
I'm gonna see His glory. Hope that I am worthy. Hope that I am worthy of Him. I hope that I am worthy of Him. Yeah, 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 yeah. I hope that I am worthy. One bright day. Let's go big tune. Let me along the way, oh down. It's hot, guide me on my way down. Strengthen me every day down. Even though the skies look gray, please, Jah, never let me change. As I travel on this road, oh, I carry such a heavy load. It's just me. It's just me and Jah alone. It's not that no one sees, but all just like me. the skies are gray, send the sun my way, and never let me stray. More than once and more than twice, I've had to fall on my knees for your advice. 'Cause I'm sure you know my pain. If you alone can take away the rain, listen to my petition. They come not from lips down. And but to go through this Babylon crisis. Oh, guide me on my way down. Strengthen me every day down. When the skies are looking gray, send your sun my way and never let me stray. So please, never let me stray. Oh, guide me on my way down. Strengthen me every day down. Though the skies will rain, send the sun my way. Never let me stray. Oh, on my way down. Just to me every day on down.
Glory to Jah.
I've seen it all, so many rise and fall, because they don't call on His name. I've seen the works that He has done for all mankind. So when He comes, all knees shall bow. I wanna walk the streets of glory. I wanna hear the angels sing. I wanna live to tell the story. I wanna meet the King of Kings. He had made us in His image and His likeness. So right away, we should know we're blessed. He has given us more than we could ask for. Let's love Him forevermore. And if we should count iniquity, no man will stand. I wanna walk the streets of glory. I wanna hear the angels So many rise and fall because they never call on His name. And I've seen the wondrous works He has done for everyone. Yeah, for everyone. Yes. And if He should count iniquity, no man would stand. I wanna walk the streets of glory. I wanna hear the angels sing. I wanna live to tell the story. I wanna be the King of Kings. Yes, I wanna be there. I wanna be there. I wanna be there. Right before them, underneath praising. Yes, these are the times. Come to see the signs, yeah. Yes, we see the signs. Father against son, mother against daughter. Fear get to you, don't road against slaughter. Babylon I shoot first and ask question after. Sound funny but it on the laughter. I just blood, innocent blood. I feel innocent life gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. I wonder why they never tried to show no love. Blood, innocent blood. Be innocent life gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. They never tried to show no love. What an audacity. Look how them treat poor people picnic. Who want to step on their dignity, try to belittle their integrity. They never give them opportunity, and never tell them how to live in unity. And now they're coming with brutality to treat them so badly. Whoa. I just blood, innocent blood. I feel innocent life gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. I wonder why they never try to show no love. Blood, innocent blood. Be innocent life gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. They never try to show no love. The answer to the cure is prevention. I know them talk about social intervention. And now the sore get bad now. The youth them a galang mad. How you give them the gun? How you give them the bomb? And now they turn it on each other. And you telling them they're wrong. I just blood, innocent blood. I feel innocent like gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. I wonder why they never try to show no love. I just blood, innocent blood. Be innocent like gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. They never try to show no love. Because mother gets son, mother gets daughter. Fear gets a youth out, the street gets slaughter. Babylon a shoot first and ask question after. Sound funny but it a laughter. Yeah. It's not funny at all. Funny at all. It's not funny at all. Makes me want to ball. Can we say blood, innocent blood. Appear innocent life and down in the mud. Blood, innocent blood. I wonder why they never try to show no love. Blood, innocent blood. Appear innocent life and down in the mud. Blood, innocent blood. They never try to show no love. I just blood, Innocent blood, I feel innocent life gone down in the mud. Innocent blood, I wonder why they never tried to show no love. It's a blood, innocent blood, I feel innocent life gone down in the mud. Innocent blood, I wonder why they never tried to show no
You know.
Yes, sir. Greetings, greetings, greetings.
Greetings, my brother. How you, man?
Well, I can't complain, you know. Just a little bit of, what you call it, not technical difficulties, but, a little bit of, the telephone line, I had it kind of queued down a little bit, so I couldn't really hear you on the other end.
Yeah, man. I want to know it's so technology going. It's not Jamaican. So when it's as long as it's not Jamaican, it's not perfect. You know.
Yeah, I understand you. Yes, so,
Mhm.
welcome to Big Tunes, and let me go and, let the massive know who we have here. I have the pleasure of introducing to the world, one of Jamaica's living legend, man that is born Michael Taylor, and is known to many of us popularly by the name of Mikey General himself in person. So right about now, I have you tuned in here. I know you have several several albums. I want to say about a dozen albums you have out there published right now, and some over 700 songs. Is that right?
Yes. 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 That's about right.
Yeah. So welcome back and welcome to Big Tunes Radio, and like you already know, I'm DJ JahSon, the Fire Blazer, and
Well, give thanks and praise to the Most High Jah.
yes,
Yeah, man.
Rasta.
Big up JahSon. Give thanks, Big Tunes Radio. Thank you for having me on the show, man. It's a pleasure.
Yes, Rasta. Same way it's supposed to go. So we're not gonna stay too long because we have other things to do and other things at heart and other things at hand, right? So I want to ask let you go ahead and introduce yourself to the tell the massive out there a little bit more about Mikey General and how long you been in the music business.
Okay, well, I've been in the music business for over 30 odd years now, 33 years to be exact. I actually started music from a young child. I used to go to St. Richard's Primary School, that's in the Kingston area, and they have a very good school choir program. I was a member of that school choir, and I also used to go to church down by Marvell, a church called Marvel Gospel. So those were like my two main influences in music. That's where I started to learn singing formally,
Right.
being a member of a choir and all these things. And while growing up, there was also my neighbor who had a sound system. He would play with and I would go over there and sing on the microphone and sing and try to with those voices that I heard. So that's where I really started. I remember doing my first recording in 1980
Uh huh.
while still attending school. I was going to St. George's College at the time. A producer named Roddy Silence from Maxfield Avenue. I was introduced to him by my brother named Dan. And when I went down there, he met me and he heard me sing. He was very impressed and he said he wanted to make me start singing for him. So we went to a studio called Channel One studio in those days with a band called Full Syndicate Band,
Right.
and they were the first person for whom I recorded a song with, a song called Roots and Roots. So my career spans over 33 years. I've been in the business a long time. I give thanks for being in it so long and doing this great work.
Right. Right. So you said you said 33 years you've been in the business. Yeah,
Yes,
I want to
man.
assume that you came up in the ska era of music, right?
Yeah, I used to listen to ska, but I more grew up in the reggae side of music.
Reggae,
In the 70s,
right.
early 70s, late 70s, late 60s, early 70s.
Okay, so
You know?
the dancehall style then.
Yeah, man, our dancehall style with sound systems like Virgo, sound systems like Emperor Fate, sound systems like Stereograph, Jaro. Those were the sound systems. That was the era which I grew up in.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
So
So,
you said
hmm?
what was the first song that you actually you sang and And what influenced you to actually, put that song together, put it on paper, and then go out there and send it off for the world to hear you?
Well, my first song I did was a song called Roots and Roots, as I said, for producer named Roddy Silence. But in 1982, I went to live in England, and by living in England, I started recording over there. And I voiced a song for a producer called Levi Roots. I don't know if you've heard that name.
Yes,
No,
yes, I have. Yes, I have.
yes, he produced a sauce named Reggae Sauce. Yes, he was the person I actually who actually voiced a song with me and released it, a song called Baby Mother. And that was like the first song for people to get me known. Then there was a Sugar Man that had a label called Black Roots, and I recorded a song for them. I pop up the Michael Jackson tune, Do You Wanna Be Starting Something?
Right,
Those were like my first two recordings that gave me attention in the world, in the world, you know?
right. So tell me something. Growing up amongst likes as Sugar Minot and those legends, what was it like? What was it like for you?
Well, I remember the first time I saw Sugar Minot and Barrington Levy, Barry Brown, all those famous singers, they would come at that same sound that Roddy Silence studio sound system, yeah, that sound called Sound of Silence, in Maxfield Park, and all these great artists would pass through, and I tell you, I was in awe of them when I saw them. It's like bigger than the prime minister was in my presence, and I had so much respect for them. So going up, seeing and speaking to these people was like a magic, like a magician, like a child's dream.
Right.
Hmm.
So you said those were like you say your partners in crime, I would call it, because if music is a crime, then we all commit it, right?
Yes, man, if music is a crime, well, lock me up and throw away the key.
You know it. So
Mm.
so who else out there was your influence as growing up? You said I know you said you had those elders that of the dance of the cultural dancehall vibes that you grew up with, but
Well,
so
well,
who were your key
there,
influences then?
well, there's Irish Andy, there's Barrington Lee, there's Sugar Man, there's Gabriel Adams, there's Dennis Brown, there's um, what's his name, Tristan Palmer, Lico John. All these people were like icons in my, these people were people I would try to emulate and sing their songs. So, the list could go on and on because so many people helped to shape the person I am. So many musicians helped to shape my viewpoint of music. But I would say Sugar Minot, Horace Andy, Barrington Levy, these were like the main people who had well, Sugar Minot and Horace Andy are people who I had very close personal contact with, and these people helped to shape my outlook, outpoint, my view of music. Because Sugar Minot, as you know, was the dancer king at that time. He was singing those dancehall rhythms. You give me within, and I can sit to the dance on king. And he had a sound system called Youth Promotion, who I would sing on Youth Promotion as well.
Right.
So Sugar Man, he really played a pivotal part in that. When I knew very closely, because when I went to live in England, he was there at the time, and I would like open up shows for him when he was in the area and things. So these people what I say were two of my main influences, and even today I still have a little traces of them in my work, in my voice and things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a big member of the youth promotion family. That's a good friend of mine too. I don't know. You might know him. I'm sure you know him, man. Named Raga Steve.
Yes, man.
Yes, Raga Steve. We go back far. So
Yes, man. Yes, man. Remember that is good.
right. So youth promotion is not what you say. It's not a mystery to me. It's a history. I grew up, hearing about youth promotion. You know what I mean?
Yes, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man. Give
So
thanks.
I have to give thanks. I have to give thanks. So I know you produce.
Yes.
I know you provided us what some 700 songs already. Some over 700 songs already, and I know you have about what 12 albums you actually have out there. Were you do
Yes.
you produce any of these albums, or do you have outside producers that put them together for you?
Well, there were some that I produced, but most of my albums, like the last five, I produced five of my albums. But there were other producers like Dean Fraser. There's he produced an album for me called Red, Green and Gold. Then you remember Exterminator, Fatis Philip Burrell, he produced two albums for me.
Right.
And yeah, and there's Black Scorpio, he produced an album for me as well. So there are many people who have been a contribution. But the last five albums or so, my label is Father First, a label that I formed originally with Luciano. And I've been still putting out most of my albums. I try to put it out on that label,
Right.
you know.
Right. Right.
Mm.
Let, I assume that's the Kabbalah. Is that
Yeah,
that's
Luciano
your
really
label?
is the Kabbalah man, you know.
All right.
Luciano them call it Kabbalah man, you know. But you know, when we were forming a label, he said I should take that name and use it as from a label.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Mm.
So yeah, that's so anyone looking out for your albums that you produce, them can look for Kabbalah as the label for the
Kabbalah
album.
first,
Yeah,
music.
Kabbalah first. Okay. So what's your let me ask you this. What's your relationship like, with man like Luciano and Anthony B and those guys, Sizzler? What's the relationship like with those legends I would call them already? All right, massive. All right, lose the artist, so I'm gonna wait till him call me back. But in the meantime, let's run some tracks.
This is for the African ladies. This is for my African queens. Oh.
Yes, greetings, greetings, greetings. Back again. Hello.
It's not perfect.
Yeah, last year second technology. We can't fight it,
Yes, man. True, true.
Yeah, but I was asking,
Okay.
I was asking now, what's your relationship like with artists like Anthony B, Lucian, and those guys? Because I know those guys, those are legends that you actually hang around in the music business.
Well, my relationship with them is very good, you know. Anthony B has always been one of my good brethren who always, so and we always have a good high vibration. Well, Lucian, is my very, very good friend. We have toured the world for 17 years together. So, he's my very, very good friend. My brother, as a matter of fact. Then there's, most of the artists nowadays, they're coming from that stock, the era of Luciano, Sizzla, Anthony B, Jackie Earl in the early days, Cable Time, Mikey General, that era, you know, um, in the early 90s then, that was a very important in the music when the music changed from slackness to culture.
Right.
And Luciana and Sizzla, the Exterminator crew was a very important part. And then there was the Star Trail crew with Ever um, Anthony B, Nelson, and there was like so much different crews, but it was a positive outlook. So most of these artists from that era, I'm very close with. We still have a good relationship, and I support them 100% because most of them are still doing positive and conscious music.
Right.
You know.
Righteous, righteous, righteous. So let me ask you this:
Mm.
what actually gave you that break into to say that, hey, this is what I want to be an artist. I want to sing music. What actually opened that door for you?
Well, it's just a performance when I was a child, as I said, with in front of people, member of the school choir, church choir. It was just something that I love to do and something that I said to myself that You know, this is where I want to go in life. But you know, I'm gonna give you an incident that caused me to really take a serious stock in my life and decided what I was doing. I was living in England for a number of for about 2 years, just coming from Jamaica, and I was working in a factory that they made wine. It was called Finlater. And I remember doing there one day I was working and this guy came up to me and he said, he asked me how I love sing so and all and to say, I love the music and I wanna sing. And he said something to me and when he said that to me it made me take stock in myself. He said, he's a typical English guy and he said, oh, I told him, said, well, I want to go to Jamaica and do music and all that. And he looked at me and said, nah, you're going to be here for the next 25 years, mate. And when he said that to me, it jerked me. I said, I'm going to be there, working in a factory for the next 25 years. No way. You know what I did? I took sick leave, then I took vacation leave, and then I took notice leave, and then I leave the job. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I said to myself, no, son, no way am I going to be in this job there for 25 years. So that was like a moment in my life where I made that conscious decision saying, no, sir, I'm going to attack music and just be serious with it.
Right.
And from there on, my life, started pushing on. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes it just takes somebody to make a remark in your life that change the course of your life. Because when he said that to me, it really shook me because I said 25 years from now, I'll be still in a factory, a back of wine. No, sir. I said to myself, so no, that could never be. So I just take all the leave that I was supposed to get. Sick
Right.
leave, vacation leave, notice leave, every leave, and just leave the job. Yeah, man. And
Like,
that's where I started my life.
yeah, that's so like the culture just come out of you, and talk to the people,
Yeah, man. It's the rebellious nature, sometimes when a man tell you say you can't do this and you got to do this, you have to try it. You have to say to yourself, no man, no man can't tell me that and
Right,
predict that to me.
right.
I have to make this conscious decision. You know what I mean? So that's what happened.
Mm-hmm. So tell me something. Tell me something. What motivates you to keep pursuing into the type of music that you actually sing to the world today?
Well, there are many factors that motivate me. One is the Most High, the Almighty Jah. Seeing that I consider myself to be one of his messengers, one of his many messengers. And I think that I have a role to play in educating people about themselves, who they are, their purpose, and who we should all serve and how we should live our life in accordance with the laws of the Almighty. So that is one of the motivating factors. But also my children play a very important part in how I look at how I view the world and how I want the world to be. So I try to sing music that I know will elevate them and encourage them and make them better persons.
Right.
Yeah?
Righteous, righteous, righteous. Yeah, man. So
Hmm.
let me ask you: is there any particular artist out there that you would love to perform with on any
Everybody, they've been asking me this question all the time, and I've always told them the same answer. There's an artist that I love. She's not reggae, but I love her vibration. It's Laurel Hill. I love her music. She did an album to me, which is one of the greatest albums of all time, The Miseducation of Laurel Hill. So that, from them time, then I just fall in love with her voice and her whole message and things. So she's like one of the main artists I would like to do a collaboration. I just be in her presence one day.
right?
You know?
Have you pursued this yet, or is just something that you know that you want to do, or you need to
Well,
do?
I never really pursued it, but I know many people who are associated with her because when she did that album, Miseducation of Laurel Hill, she used a drummer called Squiddly Cole, and she used a bassist called Chris Murdoch, both of who people I know personally. They are people who live in Jamaica and involved in the music business. So You know, those were people who were close to there and things. So that's why I even have another love for the album because Chris and Skidley are very good close friends of mine, and they're always people are respected and have a relationship. So when I heard that they were doing the Miseducation of running album, and they did it and won so much Grammys and so much acclaim, you know, it drew me to her too, you know, and it was always a dream of mine to do some work with her. And also her husband, her former husband, um, Ron Marley, he's a good friend of mine too,
Right,
you know.
right,
Yeah,
right.
so it's a whole vibration, you know.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think is your biggest break to get into the music world? What was your, if there was, or were there, I know there were obstacles, but what do you think is your biggest break as far as getting you that great opportunity to be a musician? I know you explained that the little situation with the boss on the job and you walking away.
Mm-hmm.
What
Well,
was
I would say linking with Exterminator Crew, because I don't know if you heard of
yeah, man, I know
Fatis.
Exterminator.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
Fatis
man.
Burrell. Yeah, man, Fatis was he played a great part in opening the door for me because I remember when he formed the Exterminator Crew, it was Mikey, General Luciana, Sizzla, Jesse Gender, Ragnar Pizer, and Shadow Man. We were like the first members of the Exterminator Crew.
Right.
And yeah, we Fatis was like one of the first persons who took me on tour, took me on tour, and we toured all over the world. And after a while, the Exterminator Crew became just me, Mikey, John, Ocean, and Sizzla, and we toured extensively Europe and the US. So I would say that was like one of the pivotal times in my career where things kind of opened up. So I owe a lot to Fatis Burrell because he released two albums at that time too, and they were well received.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Sounds like a winner right there to me.
Yes, it is.
Right. So let me. I know you have your latest album out is African Story, African Glory,
Yes.
and I know you have what is that 12, 16, what a 15, 16 track album.
Yeah, it's 15. There are like two interludes on it.
Right. Okay. So yeah, about for 14 track album. So tell us about African Story, African Glory. How you come up with African Story, African Glory, and I know you have
Well,
good lyrics on it because I heard it myself.
yeah, man. Thank you very much. Well, it's well received out there now. It's been going out. It was released in December 2012. Um, People wondered why I released it in December, but sometimes when the Spirit of the Almighty is working, you don't try to hinder it, and the Spirit just, even how the album came about, just the Spirit of the Almighty, because I was supposed to go to Africa to do some shows. But while I was in Jamaica preparing to go to Africa, I said to myself, I'm going to take an album with me to the UK just in case when I go there and nothing don't happen, I might just stay there and master it. And so said, so done. When I went to UK, the show, I was supposed to fly to Africa, but there was some mishap with the ticket. So I ended up staying in the UK. And there I mastered the album. I got it ready, I got it manufactured and everything. And it was released on December 7th, 2012. It has been doing well. It features songs like African Story, songs like MySpace, Unbelievable, a song with Toussaint. I don't know if you know about this artist. He's from Boston. His name is Toussaint the Liberator. We have a tune on it called I Blaze that we recorded that song in California. There's also some songs that I recorded in England. And generally, most of it was recorded in Jamaica, but there was like one and two guest producers from England and all over the world. Yeah.
Right, right. So on this album, which one is your number one song? Which one would you classify as your number one song of this album?
Well, there are a couple of songs that I like very well, you know. I like African Story. I like One Birthday. I like MySpace. I like the song with me and Luton Fire called Yenimar. And there's a song that everybody likes and laughs, very last song called Stepping in Your Step. So, there's many songs on that album that I really like. And to me, all my songs come like my children. You know, when you have children and you love all of them,
It's love.
that's how my songs are.
So you
Yeah,
can't pick one
yeah.
without picking the other one, is what you're saying, right?
No, I don't want to jealous today.
I tell
See?
you what, I tell you what, while we're here, I'm gonna let loose what I think is one of my favorite one on this album. But I'm not saying I'm like you, I'm not picking one, so I'm gonna let the people hear a little bit about One Bright Day. And just
Yeah.
touch a piece of One Bright Day so they can hear it, and then you tell us about One Bright Day, how you come about it.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Oh, what a day it to be. Ooh-wee, one bright day, I'm gonna see my Savior. One bright day, I'm gonna see my King. One bright day, I'm gonna see His glory. Hope that I am worthy of Him. Yeah, yeah. My transgressions, they are many, more than a millionfold. Still Jah bless me and He keep me, He feed me and He clothe me, yeah. Still He preserves my soul. So one bright day, I'm gonna see my Savior. One bright day, I'm gonna see my King. One bright day, I'm gonna see His glory. I hope that I am worthy of Him. Yeah, yeah. Tell me how can I repay? What can I do or say for the blessings that I give me every day? My righteousness is just like a piece of mud. The Jaja, He cover me with His mercy and His love. So one bright day, I'm gonna see my Savior. One bright day, I'm gonna see my King. One bright day, I'm gonna see His glory. I hope
All
that
right,
I.
all right. I can't give them
Yeah,
too much. I
man.
want them to go get it themselves and play the album themselves. You understand?
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Give
Yes.
thanks. One Bright Day is a song I recorded for a producer called Dante. I remember he had this rhythm and he said to me, Mikey, man, my bad rhythm and I'm why upon it. And I remember when I went to the studio, there was Nitty Kutcher advice on it already, a beautiful song.
Right.
And I said, boy, that rhythm is bad. I remember the song coming into my head, and I just went home and studied the rhythm, and I came back and voiced it the next day. The concept of one bright day it talks about salvation. Oh, I hope that one day I'll be worthy to stand up in the presence of the Most High. And I know it's something that not only me, I know it appeals to everyone because everybody would love to be able to assemble in front of the Most High when that day forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to say that even though I know I'm unworthy, I know that I would still love to see your face, you know what I mean? And
Right.
and it says that my transgressions they are many, more than a million fold, but still Jah protect me, He feed me, He clothe me, and He still protect my soul. So the show say the mercy of the Most High. So this is the thing that we want to get people to understand that even though we have faults, the Almighty is still there for us and still taking care of us. So it's our dream to one day to stand up in front of the presence of the Most High.
Yes, Rasta.
Yeah, man, that is the whole mission.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Believe it or not.
Yes, give thanks and better.
Yes, righteous teachings, I tell you. So let me ask you this. Let me
Mm.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Thinking back. I know you say over 700 song. It's very, very hard to just sit back and say, you know what, that song is my favorite. This is my number one song. This is I would play this song even if I'm sleeping. I can get up and sing the song in my sleep. Which song would you classify as your die-hearted number one tune?
Why? I can't tell you that, you know, brother. I may tell you that.
I putting you between the rock and the hard place. You have to pick one.
Why? You put me, put me, squeeze me between a rock and a hard place. but let me tell you now, all of my songs, as I said, all of them is like my children and things. But there are some songs that have a lasting impression in the world. One of them would be Sinners. You know, when I got stand up in the ways of sinners, I sit up in the seat of the scornful. My God, light is in the Lord. We meditate on it night and day. That was one of my big songs out there, and I still have a special love for that song.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, man. That,
So,
yeah,
so,
man.
so since I make you squeeze that one as your all time favorite, you say you will sing that one even when you can't move. You probably would. That's the song you would sing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's a song. It's a song. Because I know the power. It's a Psalms 1 and a Psalms 1. You know, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, or stands in the
yeah,
ways of sinners. Yeah, you know, it's the
Rastafari.
Psalms 1. So, yeah, so it's a joy to be able to sing a song like that, you know.
Hmm.
It gives me strength every time I sing it. So, it's one of my all-time favorites.
Right. So I want to change it up a little bit. What do you think about how a lot of change have been made to the musical to the music industry itself as a whole, and a lot of stuff have changed. I know the other. I don't know if how this would fit on your bill, but I know not long ago one of those big producers back home said he would want to charge the DJs for playing the songs in the clubs and stuff like that. How you feel about stuff like that?
Well, well, I think they're trying to do too much thing. They're trying to restrict the movement of the music too much. You see, reggae music is a free music, and it's a music of liberation. And sometimes you can't put anytime anything is that liberates the people, you can't to try and put restrictions on it. And radio DJs and radio disc jockeys and sound system selectors, they have an important part to play in educating and uplifting the people. So I think we have to be careful when we try to restrict their playing and try to govern everything. Some things we have to just let be and let the music be free. That's my personal opinion.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you on that one because I kind of share the same vibe. I kind of share the same vibe, because I'm thinking about and I'm saying for all my life I've been around music, and for someone to come and say you have to pay to play the music, and you know I don't see this. Okay, the man sing a song, I'm not saying he loses rights to the song or anything like that. But when somebody purchase a song and they go out and they play the song wherever they do, they feel like they likes that they're actually promoting that artist, believe it or not.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, you see, radio stations. I can understand them want to collect publishing and royalties from the radio stations. I can understand that. But like someone that play on a sound system in a club and I play in a on the street dance or in a dance, I don't think you should try and hinder that man. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Righteous, righteous, righteous. So
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I also know that the musical vibe has changed. Dancehall is not the dancehall that we know coming up in the 70s, 80s era. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How does that affect you pursuing your goal and your perspective, being a Rastafarian and enjoying cultural music?
Well, nowadays when I see how like from 2000 up, there was a lot of decadence in the music. There was a lot of slackness being portrayed in the music. particularly because of some dancehall artists like even Vybz Cartel and those that whole era of artists. They were prevailing, perpetuating some negative lyrics and things, and it really affect the music because it seemed like the music in Jamaica had gone stagnant. But give thanks to Jah, Jah open up the way and send out a new generation of artists like Chronix, Porter J, Kibaka, Pyramid, Jupe and Prophecy. And so many young artists now have come up. During that time when the decadence was happening, there was still turbulence, there was Irene, there was Fantan Moja, Loot and Fire, and all these other people who came and strengthened the thing, Chesapeake, and all these people who come and strengthen the music. But now, after after certain decadence now, there was Tamale and Vice Cartel, Tamale come with this demon thing, and the youth them a talk about them a demon and all them thing. And a girl I call themselves Angela Demon and Patsy Demon and all them. Look at thing they get out of hand. But Jah now, because JahSon never leave the world without a half hand. So I'm saying now a little youth named Chronix. And Chronix kind of peg the demon right now, because Chronix, from Chronix company seeing them, you hear nothing about them. Right now, I'm not telling you, you turn on Jamaica radio, you hardly hear them no more. And one time when you used to turn on the radio, a pair of them used to be a pair, family pair, vibes cartel right straight through the whole day. But no, because of artists like Protege, artists like Kabaka Pyramid, artists like Chronix, that generation of young artists now who embrace Rastafari out there, push out the music, it look like the music take a turn for the better. So we embrace this new turn that the music has taken, and we encourage you. Chronix is my virgin, my little virgin, and I call my Uncle Mikey. 'Cause his father is Chronicle, a original dancehall singer. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know Chronicle. We used to sing like Barrington Levy.
Yeah, man, I know
It's,
Chronicle, man. That's his son.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Chronix a Chronicle son. That's
What?
why I get the name. If you notice, him same name, Chronix. And father, I made the name from father named Chronicle.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
know Chronicle, man. I know Chronicle. You might have to go line you up with Chronicle one of them days, man. That's, man, a
Yeah,
legend,
man,
man.
I'm a virgin, man. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
we can give him number. Probably, probably when we finish, we can try and get him number and give it to you, you know?
No, man. We will link back and forward that, man. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's a Chronicle son, Chronicle father.
Because I tell you that's the era of music I grew up in. So when you start talking about
Yeah,
those kind of artists, those artist names are fresh on top of my mind.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. For me.
Bonnie General, those kind of guys going way back into that era.
That era there, yeah, both General Chronicle, the whole of them, you know?
Yes,
Yeah, man,
sir.
Spanish town artist, yeah.
Yes, definitely. So tell me, what do you have planned for your future? That you have planned coming up in the future?
Well, there are a couple more albums in the pipeline. I did an album for some people in Spain, and they're looking to release it. A company called Reguland, and they have an album that they want to release, but they're just waiting for the African Ghost album to run its course. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So I'm hopefully I'll be touring this summer in Europe. You know.
Right,
So we're just preparing that now, and getting everything in place to do that.
right. So you're planning on visiting the U.S. anytime in the near future?
Yes, hopefully. I'm just waiting on some papers to come through. I had my work permit that expired, so I'm just waiting on renewing one right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I
Mhm.
tell you, I'm definitely something I want to promote in my big my forward view mirror. Is a big show with some cultural artists, and trust me, I think you're on top of my list.
Thank you, man. That would be great, man. Like me say,
Yes, sir.
ready for anything, for any cultural event. I'm ready for it, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So,
Yeah.
so let me ask. Let me back it. I'm pull it, pull forward a little bit. Have you? What are the since? I know you've been in. You said 33 years. It's not. There was nothing easy in the 33 years that you've been into the music industry, right?
Yes.
What what what
No,
what what
no.
are what are what are some of the major setbacks or obstacles that you came across within this time frame?
Well, there are various aspects that came in. Well, one of the things was that I toured extensively with Luciano. So people will always ask me, say, "Boy, Mikey, for a long time you're singing, what me?" And so when I was touring with Luciano, sometimes I wouldn't get to do my full set. Like I would do like 5 or 7 songs, 8 songs, and sometimes when I finish and come off a stage, people that say, "Mikey, you just give me 8 song, man. You couldn't give me 15 song, man. Boy, why hear more of your music and things." So that kind of did, was and there were certain shows that when we did, I didn't get to perform as much as I should and thing. So that was kind of a little hold back, but it was also um um yeah, yeah, no, right, no, it was also yeah, it was also an elevation because um, um, being touring with an artist like Luciana, it brought me exposure all over the world.
Right.
So there was ups and downs within that same thing. Um, I think I've been doing albums, and I think that I didn't get some support that I should have gotten even from, because I did an album for VP. It was a very good album, and I didn't think they gave me enough support on that album. Because even today, people say it's one of the best albums. Um, um, uh, it's one of the all-time best albums all over. An album called Red, Green, and Gold,
Uh huh.
produced by Dean Fraser. So there certainly go holdbacks and setbacks within the music. But in all, there's nothing that I regret because you learn from every lesson, and
Mhm.
that was a lesson for me to learn. And now I take all that I've learned and all the ups and all the downs, and I put them together, and I've elevated myself and push on now on a better course with my
Righteous,
music. You know.
righteous,
Mhm.
righteous, righteous. So let me ask you this: before
Mhm.
I know time hold us, and we have other things out there in life we want to do and things like that. And I'm not gonna tell you to rush off because I would love to keep you on here all 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours if possible. But
Yeah, man. I may have the argument to give for the 10 hour, Yeah, man.
so
Yeah.
tell me something. Do you have any kind of message that you would you would you would you would send to the youth out there, up and coming youth, that they are the ones that are gonna affect the music industry come the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now.
Yes. Well, one thing I would say to the upcoming youth, especially the artists, you have to know yourself and love yourself and love the Almighty, because that will bring out that creative energy in you. That will bring out the best in you. When you have knowledge of self, know who you are, and know your purpose, and know that you are an instrument of the Almighty. That will give you a purpose and a goal. And I would also tell them to be humble, because Rastafari works within the humble man. If you are too hype, you can't do the Father's work, because you will think that you are the one who's getting all the glory, and you don't know that the Almighty can send in sticks and stones to do your work. So I would tell a young artist who's coming up, or a young person, in whatever field or endeavor he may be seeking, love yourself, love the Almighty, respect yourself, be humble, and just be a good person in general. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because it's good to be good. It's good to be
Right.
a righteous person. It's good to show love to your brother. It's good to remember your sister in her time of need. It's good to render assistance to those less fortunate than yourself. These are the things that I would encourage people to do. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So is it more like you tell him put a pep in them step?
Mm. You put a little tap in your step. Remember and don't you forget, you are the one who will create your happiness. Give thanks for the gift of breath. Put a little tap in your step. Remember and don't you forget, you are the one who will create your happiness. You're highly favored and highly blessed. Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
put a
that's
pep
yeah,
in
you
them
know.
step. Rastafari, that we say.
So that's yeah.
Yes, I am.
This comes, you know.
Yeah, man. So I don't know when will be a good time because I know short list, long days, long life, long
Yeah.
longevity, and we have to plan something else for the near future because I know you have the resource, I know you have the source to the artists them in your area. And I would love to bring on some more cultural artists at my segment because I'm a cultural person. I want the world to know what the cultural music is like because if all of us, and I'm guilty of it sometimes, I come out and I play those music that those what we call them slap music, as my granny
Yeah,
would call
man.
it. But
Yeah, man. Every man falls short of the glory of God, man. So more time we do some little things, but the greatest thing is that we learn from it. And I know you have learned from the experience. And now as we get older and we get wiser, we find out say it's best to do music that our children and our grandchildren can look at us and say, yo, daddy, you did do a good song and and you made a contribution to humanity. Because sometimes I wonder about some of them artists, like even, I don't mean to call name, but even Cartel and some of them artists they were out there and certain tune with them. Right? I wonder if they're going to tell them children
Now every
15 years from
morning
now,
that I
when them children get big
rise,
and say,
I thank
daddy,
you, Jah,
what
for
kind of
opening
song
my
that did I
eyes.
sing? You
Cause
know what I
it's
mean? What kind of thing
whereby I
that did I tell the
realize
people to
righteousness
do?
we say we
And
can.
all them things. What them
Selassie,
going to
I
tell them
bless and
children
protect
say?
every step.
You know what I mean? I don't want
Selassie.
to fall in that category. I want to be one
Well,
that when my children look and say, boy, oh, my father did make a positive contribution to humanity with his music,
right,
So I come to look on it, you know what I mean? And as you say, we all fall short of the glory, but the greatest thing is that we learn from where we're coming from and try to repair those mistakes. That's why repentance is so important and salvation. Because if one wasn't able to change his ways, there would be no use for salvation. But there is one is able to change his ways and put away the old man and put on the new man.
right,
So
right.
that is, you know what I mean? So that are the energy.
Same way. Kind of like you said that one track you drop a track from back in the days, the one called Unseen Blessing, and
Oh God.
that I tell you that happened to be that track happened to be my favorite song of all of your tracks that you put out there. You believe it or not,
Yeah, yeah, a lot of people love that song and they
you know
tell me the same thing.
that
They
happened
already
to
see that
be
song now. That song was voiced for Exterminator, Fatisborough. That
right.
song, it's a song I rhythm with Luciana in the same rhythm. Luciana have Sleep Over My Soul.
Right.
Keep keep it turning have a big tune on it say. I see the wicked man will have to fall,
Uh-huh.
and all the rest man will have to stand tall. That one there.
Yeah.
And then Caesar will have a tune say, Babylon I listen from oh so far. No need to be asking what they searching for. Say they can't hold the youth down in house and car. You Ethiopia. Cause of that song there, right?
Yeah. Oh, come on, no man. Come
Yeah,
on, come
man. So
on, come
that
on.
that whole era, the man, it was an exterminator production, and that song, even today, I still have to do dub plates and sing jingles and them things. And them songs, they are everlasting songs. They can't die,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, man.
So these
Definitely,
songs
man.
are they're very important to me too.
Unseen blessings from near and far.
Yeah,
That's how
man.
it go.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. And
Yes,
the
sir.
unseen blessing is still a look it. You
Yeah.
still give thanks to it every day because the gift of life is an unseen blessing. To have food on your table and your children, all right, these are unseen blessings. To drive from where you are, go to the radio station is an unseen blessing. Because the car could have punched you or anything could happen on along the way. So we have to give thanks for every moment that the Almighty present unto us, where we achieve something or we do something safe and we go through His unseen blessing. You know, we didn't, these things are not done to us because of our righteousness or because we are worthy more than anybody else. But
Right.
it's because of the mercy and the grace of the Most High why we get an unseen blessing. So we chant for it every day. We want more unseen blessings because we know the blessings that keep it a man, you know. It's not money or wealth or whatever. It's the
Uh-huh.
blessing of the Most High that keep it man and sustain it man, you know. So I to
Keep
chant
that.
for every day, you know.
Keep that. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
man.
like I said, I know we have other things that we have to take care of in the world, and especially when we have family, we have kids, and those things like that. So,
Yes, man.
what I was gonna say, I know we're gonna plan this again for some time down the line. I can't say it's
Mhm.
tomorrow or today, but I know it's gonna be sometime down the line. So let me,
Mhm. Yes.
before we ask you to, the part this little segment with us, why you leg up something for the fans and friends out there in the world, and let them, get a little adrift, of you as Mikey General, the man
Oh,
of the hour.
all right. All right. Well, this one is a song from the album called "Guide Me." You know, the album called African Story, African Glory. Track 7 on the album is called "Guide Me," and it goes like, "Guide me on my way, Jah, Jah, strengthen me every day, Jah, Jah. Though the skies are gray, send the sun my way, never let me stray. Oh, well, more than once and more than twice, I've had to fall on my knees for your advice. 'Cause I know you know my pain. You alone can turn away the rain. Listen to my petition. It come not from faint lips, Jah, and not through this Babylon crisis. JahSon, him a tell them guidance on our way, Jah, Jah. Strengthen him every day, Jah, Jah. Though the skies are gray, send the sun our way and never let us stray. Blessed love, Rastafari.
Yes, blessed, blessed, blessed. Give thanks for the blessings, my brother. Give thanks.
Thank you very much, my brother JahSon. And thank you for the whole energy, you know. And I want to big up the Connect Sound crew and the whole of the family, them, you know.
Yes,
Tell them,
sir.
say, yo, we're there, blaze it, we're not stop, we're not cool, we're not cool.
You see,
Fire
you
blaze
see.
in a room.
So it go, so
See?
it go, so it go. Yeah, man.
That's stuff.
Big tunes with the Connect crew, man. More than a blessing to have you with us. And
Yes, man, I'm Big Tunes Radio. Jano, give thanks for the whole energy, my lord, and thank you, JahSon, for this interview.
yes,
And
brother.
I want to bless all the people out there who are listening to you. You know, just stay strong. Get the new album. It's out there. It's in on good record stores. You know, it's in VP. It's at Ernie. It's on all good record store, and it's also online at Amazon, at CD Baby, at iTunes, and all good internet stores.
Right.
So just get the album. It's out there. It's a good album. Support the artists because we are doing our own thing. And because of piracy and the internet, most people are downloading the album free, which is nothing wrong. I mean, I believe in promotion and thing, but I believe if an artist spend his money to do his work and put out his thing, he should see something, at least even back his money that he spent.
Mm-hmm.
So we are encouraging people, don't buy pirates, try and get the original copy, whether a download or whatever, but support the artist so that the artist can continue to do this work and produce songs to
Right.
uplift the people. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah?
So if
Yeah.
I know that you have I know you have a producer out there.
Yeah.
Or I should say, a manager out there somewhere in the world, right? I know if people want to contact you for dub plates or just jingles or whatever it may be,
Well,
how
yes.
can they get a hold of
My
you?
manager, my manager is Empress Angela at info at higherlevelevents.co.uk. That's info at higherlevelevents.co.uk. I'm also can be found on Facebook, Original Mikey General on Facebook, and also I'm on Gmail. Also, it's mgeneral7 at gmail.com. So those are like some of the ways people out there who want to reach me, they can get to me. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely.
Mm.
That's a
Yeah,
guarantee, man.
everybody has said me for open up a Twitter account and them thing, but me can't follow up this computer thing too hard, my brother. It mad me. Them social media sites and them thing, they mad me. So me just try to stick to Facebook and try, just try to keep my thing to a minimum. My management, they will deal with the Twitter and them thing, but me personally, I just a Facebook otherwise and the Gmail. Me not go more than that, you know what I mean?
Right, right. What you said no? What you
Yeah.
say? I know you do a big tune called MySpace,
Oh, yeah, me have a MySpace account too. eh, I
Yeah,
never sat for the album there, MySpace, see?
yeah. Well, I'm gonna drop it to because these technology is kind of taking over the world, and believe it or not, that's it provides both positive and negative influence on the youth of today.
Yeah, man, yeah. Yeah,
And
I agree with you, as you said, you see them thing, these things are objects, just like money. Money is an object.
yeah,
It can't use by itself. It don't have no life of itself, and we give it life.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? And yeah, yeah. So, same way with the computer as an object is we use it and direct it in how we want it. We can use it for good or we can use it for bad.
right.
It's just you, because for you are individual what you want to do. But I try to use my music for good.
See,
And anything I'm doing with the internet, I try to do it for good.
righteous, righteous, righteous. Yeah. You say us as the adults of this era, we have to protect the youth them, and like you said, social media is changing how the world, you know, evolve, and
Yes.
we have to protect the youth them as much as possible. So social media is one of them things we have to either lock it out or lock them out, whichever way it work. you
That's
know,
true, my brother, man.
we can't hide them from it, because somehow, somewhere they're gonna go find it themselves.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes. True, true.
So, Mr. General, give thanks, for tuning in with us for this, about what? Good little hour about just about that. Give thanks for I blessing and you know, in you walking in and you walking out. And
Thank you,
you
JahSon.
know,
And may the Most High bless the eye too and bless the
yes
Big
I
Tunes family.
don't
Yeah,
know.
man. Give thanks to the whole energy and thank you very much for having me on the program, man.
Yeah man, we have to big up chief of staff and DJ at the shower and them crew man out there, cause if any of them got
Yeah,
it
man.
deep like it, it wouldn't big shows wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, man. Big them up
Mm.
and I want to big up the bread in fire touch.
Yes, big up fire
Yeah, man.
torch. Yes, yes,
Yeah, man.
definitely.
Fire
Yes.
torch. Ah, yeah,
Mm.
man. Call him touch and him not like that name. It's a torch. Buckle torch. Remember buckle torch?
Was I country me born and grown up, brother. What happened to you,
Yeah,
man?
man. Buckle torch, fire torch. Yeah, man. I call him fire touch. The man said, no, star. I mean, no call me no touch, star torch. We Cause we know the buckle torch, and
Yeah.
so we give thanks.
Yes, brother. Give thanks. Torch at the big man out there with our road says
Yeah,
things,
man. A real
Yeah.
man, a real man.
Yeah, man. Big up Torch, man. Big up Torch. Anyway, I'm there right now. So,
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
who you have around you right now? Any of them artists that around you right now or just you?
I'm on there right now, start me there, but me make you get a link for Luton Fire and some more artists so you can get an interview with them.
See it there, see it there,
Yeah?
see it there, see it there. Well, you have the source and we have the
Yeah,
accessories
man.
so we can get it
Yeah,
done.
man, we have the source and we have the link so we can make it happen.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, man.
So Rasta, keep it locked the same way, and like I said, everything is everything, and a big tunes right over there, and yours truly are your case. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, man, send on a blessing, said speed, and we not go draw no more bricks, but give thanks to I and I for tuning in and thing, and share some love with the people of the world, let them know that music is what make the best of us on a
Yeah.
given day.
Yes, my brother, and thank you very much again, as I said. It has been a great interview, and you asked me some very good questions.
All
So
right,
I
sir.
want to thank you very much again. Yes, sir.
Well, we have to keep it real, because that's how we do music. If it's not real in the music, then it's not real in anything else.
All right, sir. Good talking.
Yes,
Yeah?
good, blessed love, said speed.
All right, my brother. Love and
Yes,
protection.
guidance and protection to the I and I.
I. Bless you, love.
Blessed.
You can never know what I've been through until you're standing in my place, my place. I don't advertise all my troubles and I don't put it on my space, my space. You can never see what I see unless you're looking through my view, my view. And if you think my life is easy, walk a mile in my shoes, my shoes. They see me chatting, they think it is sweet, but I'm a working hard to make ends meet. So every day I got to hit those streets, make sure my family got some food to eat. Yeah. I got my dignity, I got my pride, and my emotions I keep inside. And even though I'm swimming against the tide, I take it in my stride. Hey, you can never know what I've been through until you're standing in my place, my place. I don't advertise my problems and I don't put it on my space, my space.
I guess we can call this on the message to the world.
See, unless you're looking
If you have a problem, keep it to yourself. Don't push it out there on global. Yeah. Social media, because what?
Every man see his burden is heavy, yeah. But Molly done tell me already. I will have vibes and I go on will have ready. Cause I got to be strong. So many people are depending on. I got the adults and the little one. I see they look to me, so I got to be all the best I can be. But you can never know what I've been through until you're standing in my place, my place. I don't advertise my problems and I don't put it on my space, my space. You can never see what I see unless you're looking through my view, my view. And if you think my life is easy, walk a mile in my shoes, my shoes. A word to the wise will suffice, will suffice. Yeah. Why? Hey, put a little pep in your step. Remember and don't you forget, you are the one who will create your happiness. Give thanks for the gift of breath. Put a little pep in your step. Remember.
Yes, you're in the mix of Big Choice Radio.
You are the one who will create your happiness.
I want to say big respect to Mikey General in the way to right about now.
Ooh, you see your altitude.
Culturally speaking, put a little pep in your step.
And if you got self-esteem, you're surely gonna fulfill your dream. I know it is a an old cliche. I know you hear it every day. But still there's meaning in the words that I say. Just put a little faith in yourself. Remember and don't you forget, you are the one who creates your happiness. Give thanks for the gift of breath. Just put a little faith in yourself. Remember and don't you forget, you are the one who creates your happiness. Oh, highly favored, you're highly blessed. Hey, you are the soldier mission of become free.
Yeah, Chili says, why you put a little pep in your step? Why you know, say, why ask the people on the road, say, put a little pep in your step, but don't stress yourself.
Why worry when you can pray? Why you just stress out yourself? Don't you know you mess up yourself by bills, 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 bills? Yes, you only mess up yourself. No, you shouldn't stress out yourself. Stress kills, 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 kills. All about the mill, you can make it over the hill. Time to talk, but you can do it still. Yes, you can do it still. Don't worry your head, no. Pray to Jah each day. Cause none of these children shall ever make bread. No, no. Now I remember in the ancient scrolls about the story of the man named Job. Yes, nothing I come, with nothing I go. The only thing that lives forever is your soul. Yeah. It's life that matters, not glitter or glamour. Cause all that you gather will be given to another.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, the big tunes ready in case right about now.
Even a total stranger.
And I'm yours to the DJ JahSon.
It's Jah, yes, Jah.
Yeah, man, earlier we had the pleasure of
I know you say
big interview with the legend
a lot of hungry mouths to feed.
Mikey General right here live and direct on Big Tunes Radio.
Work hard.
And I want to tell you we have more in store, so keep it locked to Big Tunes Radio, said speed.
It's not easy, but it's not that hard. Oh, what does it really cost to make? For him to make the world and to lose his soul. Can you tell me now? 'Cause all I know is life that matters, not glitter or glamour.
Make sure you go out there and support the artists.
Together.
Download your track from the right source. So the track's available on Amazon, iTunes. Don't get the pirate copy. Yeah, my latest album out there called African Story, African Glory.
Hey, so why you just stress out yourself? Don't you know you mess up yourself?
And this track is called Do Not Stress Yourself.
It's life that matters, not glitter or glamour. 'Cause all that you gather.
And you know that everything we do in life is because of a cause. So anything in our life is possible, right? So there's nothing impossible.
Wait, man can move mountains. Yeah, oh, yeah. Move it, we can do it. Move it, we can do it. Yeah. It's not impossible. No, it's not impossible. It's not impossible at all. No, it's not impossible. It's highly likely, highly probable. It's not impossible at all. No,
We think we couldn't make it, then we wouldn't begin it. Some say it's a waste of time, take it off your mind. But we are not confined by the boundaries they define. Hey, it's not impossible, no, it's not impossible. It's not impossible at all, no. It's not impossible, highly likely, highly probable. It's not impossible at all, no. You can walk on water like yes, as the master, yes. Oh, you have little faith. Oh, made in Jaja image. That is a privilege. Yes, in us is something so great. Yeah, yeah. It's not impossible. No, it's not impossible. It's not impossible at all. No. It's not impossible, it's highly likely, highly probable. It's not impossible at all, no. Failure, that's not an option. Righteousness is our direction. Anything man can do, man can do. Jah is in you, hey. It's not impossible, no, it's not impossible. It's not impossible at all, no. It's not impossible, highly likely, highly probable. Oh, it's not impossible at all, no.
Yep, that's it. A big tunes. We will tell them, say.
Mama Africa, oh yeah. So won't you take me away to my homeland? Won't you take me away right away? Won't you take me to sweet Mama Africa? I don't wanna stay another day. So won't you take me away to my homeland? Won't you take me away, far away? Won't you take me away from the plantation? I don't wanna stay another day for fear and sweat. When they see the beautiful life they led, take them from the east and carry them to the west, and take them from the east and put them in a mess. Oh, what a stress, poor people vex when they see their children living in stress, working for more and receiving less, and millions were put to death. So we have been left. Why won't you take me away to my homeland? Won't you take me away right away? Won't you take me to sweet Mama Africa? I don't wanna stay another day. Won't you take me away to my homeland? Won't you take me away, far away? Won't you take me away from this plantation? I don't wanna stay another day. All the things that they told me, I found out they were lies. And it's good to experience things, see it with your eyes. Yeah. I say that Johnny and the keys are away. I took a trip just the other day. So don't care what they do or say, Africa I lead the way. So won't you take me away to my homeland? Won't you take me away right away? Won't you take me to sweet Mama Africa? I don't wanna stay another day. Won't you take me away to my homeland? Won't you take me away, far away? Won't you take me from this plantation, Mama Africa, that we say, yeah, yeah. Mama Africa is calling overseas. Yes, these are the times. Cause we see the signs, yeah. Yes, we see the signs. Father against son, mother get started. Here get to you don't a road a get started. Babylon a shoot first and a question after. Sound funny but it a no laughter. I just blood, innocent blood. I feel innocent life gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. I wonder why they never try to show no love. I just blood, innocent blood. Be innocent life gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. They never try to show no love. What an audacity. Look how them treat poor people quickly. Who want to step on their dignity? Try to belittle their integrity. They never give them opportunity. And never tell them how to live in unity. And now they're coming with brutality to treat them so badly. Whoa. I just blood, innocent blood. I feel innocent life gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood. I wonder why they never try to show no love. I just blood, innocent blood. Be innocent life gone down in the mud. I just blood, innocent blood.
Me I tell you.
The answer to
Too much bloodshed. You see it, what them just kill off a whole lot of people for no reason. You see the youth them just die out so for no reason. And we have to send the message to the world. So you wanna stop kill the youth them cause the youth them are the life of tomorrow. You understand? So anyway, time for me end that segment here, so let me forward out of the judgment yard like this. You understand?
I'll Selassie, Joe Rastafari. Yeah, Mikey generally don't know. Now the champion sound name Connects and DJ JahSon in the house. You don't know a righteousness we say every time. Selassie, I bless and protect every step. Selassie. Well, Connect sound. Yeah, whoa. Now every morning that I rise, I thank you, Jah, you open my eyes. Connects on your help, I realize how precious is the gift of life. Whoa,
you're here.
Father Jah, I know that you are the one who carried JahSon through. So we gonna be good and true. Now unseen blessing from every side. That's how we know that our love abide. Well, now divine protection far and wide. Come listen to the Connects, man, them full up of vibe. Whoa, just keep us warm. Jump with the star. He gives us food, yes, in time of drought, yeah. Son boy in his chest, we got no doubt that Connects the champion, surely gonna get them man.
Yeah, tell you man, unseen blessing.
Now every morning that I rise, I thank you, Jah, you open my eyes. The Connects on the help I realize how precious is the gift of life. Whoa. Connects are the champion, yeah. Connects are the number one. Whoa. This is the sound we love. Connects, this is the sound we need. Connects, this is the sound we want. For life, yeah. This is the sound we want. This is the sound we need.